Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the CIF Sac-Joaquin.tv, part of the Play On Sports Network. My name is Joey Gonzalez, and I'm here at Monterey Trail High School, bringing you the Sac-Joaquin Section Division II Boys Volleyball Championships between the top-seeded Whitney High School Wildcats out of Rockland, California, and the defending Division II Sac-Joaquin champions, Vista Del Lago Eagles out of Folsom, California. Shortly, I will be introducing my partner for the afternoon, Stephen Davies, into the broadcast, but getting ready to get underway here as both teams take the floor. I want to get you quickly the starters here before we get underway. The action for Vista Del Lago back there to serve for Vista is number 24. Griffin Galvin. Out there in the front line, you have a Mitch May, number 7, number 18, Connor Tebnen, and number 24, the spiker, the up front, Griffin Galvin, the captain. Also in the back is going to be number 25, Patrick Reinking, and number 29, Sam Mills, as the first serve is out there by Hunter Ailes. Hunter Ailes there with the set. It's going to be Whitney ball. Whitney side out. Nice spike there, going over the top there. Sam Mills. Server, this one's going to be out, so early on here we got a 1-1 tie. Service is going to go to the Eagles.
And always in a game like this, Joey, it's a battle of nerves here in the early going. You know, the final long season, you know, both teams really want a victory here. It's just going to be up to nerves and who can deal with them quickest.
A nice set there. And getting the spike there for Whitney was number 15, Archie Litvinchuk there. Quickly, the starters here for Whitney, it is number 3, Kirk Vasquez. Serving was Kevin Stewart. Number 5, this one's going to be out. It's going to be another point there for the Wildcats.
Yeah, Connor Tevin that time sent the ball about 8 feet outside the court.
Number 7, Kevin Takar for Whitney. Number 10, David Parker. Number 12, Trevor Parker. And as I said earlier, number 15, Archie Litvinchuk up front there on the line for the Wildcats. This one's going to be out as well. Point to Whitney. Early on, it is 4-1 Whitney, and Whitney working with some momentum right now. Nice serve. And that was Galvin. That was Mills going up over the top there with the soft set. Actually, I believe that was a touch the net there because it's going to be service Whitney. I missed that one there, Stephen.
Mills is a big guy at 6'10". It's going to be an interesting matchup between Mills and then Archie Litvinchuk, the tallest player on that Whitney team, just 6'3". So Mills with almost a 7-inch advantage there at the net. It's going to be interesting to see how that plays out tonight.
Vista takes the first time out. We'll do the same thing. Same here in game 1 here of a 5-game set, best of 3. It is Whitney leading Vista Del Lago 6-1.
You can watch highlights or a replay of today's game in our on-demand section, and you can also buy a DVD or Blu-ray of today's game right on CIF Sac-Joaquin.tv. Click on Buy DVD, and you can order today's game right now. Have a game that lasts a lifetime, brought to you by CIF Sac-Joaquin.tv.
Vista Del Lago coming in, coached by Coach L. Wayne Campbell. Finished with a 20-13 overall record, went 13-1 in league play out of the Sierra Valley League. Whitney coached by Kirsten Gideon Parker, and this one's out of bounds there. Service will go back to Vista, and let's see whether or not they can get a rally going here, Stephen, as they're got a 4-point deficit here in game 1 of a 5-game set. Sam Mills back to serve here for the Eagles. This one just over the net. Nice set here for this one's out of bounds there. Launching out of bounds was Kevin Stewart. 6'3", Whitney. Mills back to still his serve. Nice jump serve. Nice block there at the net, looked by Litvinchuk. And not going to get a chance to get to it there. Almost a good dig there from Carr, but unable to get it was David Parker, the captain, senior captain there for Whitney.
A little bit of lack of communication there. I think they could have kept that point alive had Smith and Parker there talk to each other, let them know where they were on the court.
Here's a serve by Mills. Nice dig there by Vista. Point to Whitney. They lead it 7-4. Whitney coming in as a top seed here in Division II. Vista coming in, just defeating Bear River in a 3-game sweep, 25-17, 25-19, 25-21. They beat Bear River on Tuesday evening. And that was Trevor Parker at the net, just was not able to get to it. You know, not sure whether or not the set there was good for Parker, but he had an opportunity, wasn't able to deliver it.
Back-to-back mistakes now by Whitney, first on a serving error and now a play in front of the net. They really should have put away, and now almost 3 consecutive errors with that spike going long. And that's the one thing for Whitney so far is they haven't been able to find the target spiking the ball, and that's allowed Vista Del Lago to tie this game up at 7.
Service out there by, that was Connor Tevenen, as after riding a wave of momentum. And Whitney taking an early 6-1 lead here in game 1. They only have a 1-point lead here, 8-7.
Really serving errors plaguing both teams right now. There's another one that Vista Del Lago should have dealt with quite handily, and instead allows Whitney to serve again with a 9-7 lead.
It was a nice setup there by Ailes, but Galvin not able to deliver. That kill attempt there by Tevenen is out of bounds. 10-7, Whitney. Ball finds Tevenen. Blocked at the net. Nice play there by Whitney. And Galvin looking for the hole at the net, unable to find it, goes out of bounds. Point to Whitney. They lead 11-7.
Griffin Galvin, the opposite hitter there for Vista Del Lago, has now missed 2 cross-court spikes, both quite well wide of the target. And he makes up for that play there with a nice spike there to the near side of the court. Now a 3-point lead here for Whitney in this first game.
Austin Zerbuchen rotating out, coming in as Mitch May for the Eagles. Nice kill, although it's a little wide there. By David Parker.
And you get the feeling in this first game, Joey, that it's really going to be the team that makes a few mistakes here will run out winners here in this first game.
The libero there, number 1, David Smith for Whitney. Too long for him. Probably should have let that one go, but a little misplayed it a little bit. Point to Vista. Down by only 1, 11-10. Read it well, good that time. Good communication there on that play there, Stephen, as you saw David Smith already calling it out. So serve's going to go to David Parker, who leads the Wildcats in kills per game at 5.2. Digs it out. Soft touch there at the net, but going to go ball to point to Whitney as Mitch May touched the net. Interfered with it, so no, I'm sorry. I guess that was on Whitney's. Nice dig by Whitney. That one's out of bounds there. Parker really trying to hone in. Still early, 12-12 here. Tie game here in this first game. Nice decision. Good fake out there by Trevor Parker. Faked the kill and just set it over the net. Really had Vista on their heels there.
Nice change of pace there. Whitney been all too enthusiastic to go for the big spike, and that time nice change of direction right at the last second for a well-deserved point.
Sam Mills trying to bury that one. Parker again. Sends it over the net, Sam Mills. So, and you said it, Sam Mills standing 6'10". He's really going to have to take control here at the net. Interesting serve there by Parker. Does get over the net. Here's the setup. Nice block, but Mills did not get it back over the net, so good attempt there by Stewart for the Wildcats as Whitney leads 15-12.
That's going to get the fans fired up every time if they can get points on the big man like they did just then.
Good play at the net by Parker. Going to try it again there, and that time successful Griffin Galvin, so full rotation already here for Vista. 15-13 is the score here in this first game. The Division II Sac-Joaquin Section Boys Volleyball Final. Soft serve there, got Mills. Good dig by Mills. And excellent play at the net there by Litvinchuk.
Whitney have definitely been the better team in this first game, but they keep making mistakes, especially with serving errors, and that's allowing Vista Del Lago to stay within range here at 16-13.
Mills going for the, Tevenen going for the dig, and that's looks like Carr unable to get control of it, so it's going to go point Vista, 16-14.
Love the intensity by Carr there, diving off the court with some enthusiasm there and almost ending up in the front row of the bleachers.
Service out of bounds there by Mitch May, so point to Whitney. They lead 17-14 here in game one. Serve there by Stewart. Gets over the net. Nice net play here by Whitney as Laboda, who had checked in here for the Wildcats, able to block that out of the net. Laboda, only a sophomore at 6'1", going to force Vista to take a timeout. So that's their second timeout here of this game as Whitney leads at 18-14.
If you're looking for a great place to advertise your business while reaching the greater high school community, then you want to advertise on CIF Sac-Joaquin.tv. We have great rates for your business while giving you the opportunity to get your message out to a very important demographic. For more information, please give us a call at 619-677-3246. Joey.
Thanks a lot, Stephen.
One thing. Sorry.
I was going to say thanks for making the trip up here to Sacramento.
Yeah. Wouldn't miss it for the world. No place I'd rather be than right here on your home for high school sports, CIF Sac-Joaquin.tv, part of the Play On Sports Network.
Bringing you live video here from Monterey Trail High School here in Elk Grove, California, the Sac-Joaquin section, hosting right now the Division II Boys section, Sac-Joaquin section championships. Coming up next is going to be the Division I Boys Sac-Joaquin section championship, so you want to make sure that you stay here tuned for that.
Should be an excellent game between Granite Bay and Rockland. A little bit of a mistake over here on the near side of the court as Connor Tevenen there and Austin Zabukin a little trouble dealing with the serve there from Whitney. We now have a 5-point lead. They're up 19-14.
Nice kill there by Mills. Finally able to get something up high over the net. Maybe that'll get him going here for the Eagles as they are facing a 5-point deficit right now. Obviously, first team to 25 wins the game. Here's a setup there. Nice kill there by Parker. Obviously, he is your kill leader here for the Wildcats at 5.2 per game. That's going to set up for a Archie Litvinchuk serve. And Ryan King there for Vista, just able to get it barely over the net. Cut the deficit to 4, 2016. Here's a jump serve there. Poor communication there. I'm going to call it a double hit there, but poor communication on Whitney. Poor communication there. It looked to me to be between Laboda and Carr. Again, a jump serve there. Stewart able to corral it. Go! And Griffin Galvin finding Kevin Carr back there, had nowhere to go. The kill attempt there by Laboda, not able to get it down in time. So a rally here now by Vista cuts the deficit to 1, 2019. Good serve here by Tevnin. Mills going up high, and that is 2 kills already. Now momentum here in Vista in this first game, picking up some steam.
Just what I was about to say. You could tell that's the play they've been wanting to engineer all game long. Sam Mills finding the target here and really has kept Vista Del Lago in this game.
There's Parker answering back. A kill on his own. Mills unable to dig that out. They take a 1-point lead, 21-20.
And now you feel the intensity start to build here in this game one as we move towards the conclusion here, with both teams feeling like they're still very much in this game.
Serve there by Vasquez. Good dig there by Vista. And Griffin Galvin able to find the angle. As May coming back in, checking back in for Zerbukin.
Trevor Parker doing a great job up front there for Whitney to keep him in that point. But Vista Del Lago now feel like the momentum is perhaps swung in their favor here as we move towards the end of this first game. Of course, if you want to make money, if you want to have your game broadcast live on the internet, be able to watch it again and again on demand while making money for your sports program, then please contact us at info@kbcsports.com. We offer season packages for schools, a full curriculum for your students, and an opportunity to raise up to $10,000 for your sports program. Again, that's info@kbcsports.com, or call us at area code 619-677-3246. See, that's what happens when you try to read an advertisement and do the score updates at the same time. But definitely now, Vista Del Lago have not gone away in this first game. They were down, as you said, 6-1 at the start of the game. It looked like Whitney were going to carry on with it, but it really battled back here.
Yeah, you really have said that, Stephen, it looks like it's going to wind up to be a great match here between two powers. That one's out of bounds there off of May. Good job there by David Parker. So it is his service as the Wildcats lead 22-21.
Big serve coming up right here.
Here's May able to get it over. Block attempt there by Trevor Parker, not able to get it back over the net. So 22-22, obviously the team has to win by 2.
Textbook setup there by Vista Del Lago for that point. Nice dig, nice spike, and a nice kill.
Finding the net there was Stewart. He was could not get it over the net on that kill. Gives the lead for the first time this afternoon here to Vista. They lead 23-22. Parker, nice dig there off the back by Vista. Just getting it back over, taking their time. That one is out of bounds. Unable to dig it out that time was Connor Tevnin.
Patient play there by Whitney on that point, making sure they had their feet set properly there and sending it back to the backside of the court there, and a nice point.
And Sam Mills going up top to get that one left-handed on the angle. Beautiful kill there by Sam Mills. So they're at game point right now, and timeout. Coach Kristen Gideon Parker is going to call the timeout for Whitney. We'll do the same here on CIF Sac-Joaquin.tv, part of the Play On Sports Network.
KBCSports.com and the Play On Sports Network showcase great high school games every week. You can now access our content using multiple platforms. You can follow us on Facebook, get the latest KBC and Play On news on Twitter, or catch our highlights in high definition on YouTube. All of our content can now link to your favorite social media site. Share all the high school action that you see every week. Brought to you by your home for high school sports, KBCSports.com and Play On Sports.
So Vista, after it appears that they'd been trailing most of the game, been trailing all game, they have a chance to put game one away here right now. There's Parker faking the kill.
And
but Mills answers.
Oh.
And game one goes to the defending Division II section champions, the Vista Del Lago Eagles, by a score of 25-23.
Well, Sam Mills is the difference in that first game. Whitney, I thought, should have had the game the whole time. I mean, they had a big 5-point lead early on in the game. They looked to be the better of the two teams. But really, when you can get your big man open like that for 3 really crucial points in that first game, it did swing the the game in the favor of Vista Del Lago that time.
Well, yeah, you said it there, Stephen. I mean, Whitney had been leading the entire game, the entire match. So you're gonna wonder, you gotta wonder what if this is gonna affect their psyche here going the rest of the way. They got out to a nice big 5-point lead, and always kept about maybe in between three. 2 to 4 point buffer, but then towards the end of that game there, Vista really made a charge and was able to take control there at the end, and Vista able to close out that game. And so you believe that that's the way that they're going to be winning this match is whoever can close the game better. And obviously, I mean, Vista by beating Bear River a 3-game sweep the other day. Obviously, they know how to close out games.
I think Whitney just have to limit the mistakes and not let Vista Del Lago have or find a way to claw back into the game. Because if they can set up Sam Mills like they did in that first game of this match, then I think it may be a long evening for Whitney. But they're a talented team. I mean, they're the number 1 seed for a reason, a 28-5 record going into this championship game. So, I think Whitney will think that they gave Vista Del Lago that first game. It'll be interesting to see how they battle back here in the second.
Yeah, obviously it's gonna be interesting to see here, and we'll see how they handle it mentally, and should be telling early on here in this game whether or not they can withstand here.
Team's getting ready to retake the court. While we got a quick second, we should talk briefly about the demand, or really the architecture surrounding the court, because especially in the low gym like the one here at Monterey Trail High School, the things hanging from the rafters, in this case the PA speakers, and the basketball hoops are quite low considering the height of the court. It's always worth noting where they are. Of course, if they touch those obstacles on this side of the court, the ball is still live. However, if it comes off one and then bounces to the other side of the point does not count. So the basketball hoops at each end of the court are quite low. There aren't any real obstacles hanging over the net in the center of the court. The reason I bring this up is that we did a couple games over the last week here on Play on Sports, and in both cases at Galileo High or Abraham Lincoln High in San Francisco and Independence High in San Jose, there were various obstacles around the court. It's always worth pointing those out to our viewing audience.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That way it's always nice for the viewing audience to know the rules of the first serve here. And a kill there by Griffin Galvin. So a good start here by Vista carrying that momentum. And it's going to be interesting to see here whether or not Vista can build on that momentum that Vista build on that momentum that they had, and I'm not exactly sure what happened, but we've got an injured timeout. We've got an injured Wildcat down on the ground. That is number 5, Kevin Stewart. And fortunately that was number 15, Archie Litvinchuk. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Stephen. I don't know what exactly occurred there.
Not at all. They're checking. Maybe he landed awkwardly when diving for a ball there, perhaps. Of course, they got to make sure he's okay.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, you can't.
He seems to be fine.
Yeah, he's kind of smiling it off. Especially when it comes to head injuries in any sport, you really have to be careful with that, and
Absolutely.
especially with all the latest information technology that they have, and with what we know now with head injuries, any head injury needs to be taken seriously.
Absolutely.
So we'll keep an eye out there on Lipinchuk, how he handles the rest of the game here and the rest of the match. Service here by Vista. This one's deep. Parker able to get it back over the net. There's a setup there by Galvin. Able to dig it out there. Parker looking for the kill. Nice dig there by Galvin. Mills, and we've got a whistle here. A double hit. We're going to call it a double hit there. Going to go against Vista and Hunter Ailes.
And that's a shame because that would have been the longest rally of the match so far. And fortunately, a double hit does cost Vista Del Lago.
Vista leading, though, 2-0. And a kill there. Nice setup there for Connor Tevnin. Point to Vista. They lead 2-1 here. Or I'm sorry, the Whitney leads 2-1. I apologize.
Yeah, it was a little bit
my
of
mistake. I'm following the scoreboard up
right.
here.
That's where the confusion. They had the score momentarily set to be Vista Del Lago leading, but now the score is correct. 3-1 Whitney here in the second game.
Well, I think they're still working on that right now here, Stephen. I'm looking at here, Coach Gideon Parker, looking at the scorekeeper, trying to let her know that she's home team. So, yes, so they have reversed it. So Vista does lead by 3-1. And that one finds the net. May not able to get it up. May really disappointed with finding the net. He's going to check out, and rotating in for him will be Austin Zerbukin.
They do say the officials in volleyball probably have one of the tougher jobs in high school sports, not only keeping track of the score with the team switching courts, but also the substitutions as well.
So Vista with the 1-point lead, 3-2. Galvin able to keep it in play at Mills. And miscommunication there between Kevin Carr and Kirk Vasquez for Whitney.
And again, Whitney still haven't found a solution for Mr. Mills. And as I said earlier in the intermission there, it could be a long evening for Whitney if they don't find a solution soon. Now, however, just saying that, if Mills sends him 6 feet long on the serve, then that will certainly help matters for Whitney.
As you said, a deep pass there gives the ball back to Whitney. They down here, 4-3. Mills, and a good play there at the net there by number 7, Carr. Is it not Mills, I'm sorry, but Hunter Ailes just trying to tap it up over the net. Here's Vasquez for Whitney. Sits up for Mills.
Oh, good block.
Good block there at the net there. It was Carr and Lippmanchuk. No, I'm sorry, not Lippmanchuk, but Trevor Parker there at the net. And speaking about Lippmanchuk, he's taking a seat.
I've been impressed with Trevor Parker's play at the net tonight. He's been on there for a couple of big blocks now for Whitney.
There again, I give the point to Whitney, and it looked, I was wondering, it's Connor Tevenen touching the net. So Whitney down 6-4 here in game 2 of this 5-game set. Nice block here. This one's going to be out of bounds. Point to Whitney. So Whitney starting to charge here. I believe that point went to Whitney. The scoreboard here at the gym is wrong. But Whitney, Vista should be leading 6-4.
Good long rally here by both teams. Oh, good block again, Parker. He's a beast in front there.
And so violation there on Whitney. Ball's going back to Vista as Vista leads 7-5. Or I'm sorry, Whitney leads 7-5. And Vasquez able to dump it up over the net. So Whitney leading 8-5. Here's Parker with the deep serve. Finds Ailes. Tevenen. There's a kill there by Mills, and already, I mean, he's got 3, and unless I'm missing one, he's got 3 already. 3 big kills here this afternoon, yeah.
That one was probably going out of bounds too, but it really, Whitney had no choice but to try and deal with the kill attempt there by Mills. And now sailed right through the hands of Kevin Stewart. So now Vista Del Lago back in the game at 8-7.
Yes. I'm sorry, go ahead. Yes,
no, I was just going to say, whenever Whitney have, build a gap between them, they kind of let Vista Del Lago back in the game. We've seen it happen here in game 2 as well.
There's Stewart. Finds Tevenen. There's Galvin. Galvin, nice kill, and the libero there, David Smith, unable to dig it out. So tied game now here in game 2 of this 5-game set, this match, 8-8. Here's Parker with the dig. Sets up and finds the corner.
Brilliant play there by David Parker, getting full elevation there and spiking that one home, just picking out.
He's got such power coming up off those leaps and coming. Got a full extension, and interesting service there by Trevor Parker. Soft rally. There's Stewart. Able to dig it out. That one may have been going out of bounds. Headed to Stewart, unable to save it.
David Parker there doing his absolute best to try and keep that play alive there for Whitney, scrambling to his left and hitting that back in with his left hand, but Whitney couldn't capitalize. Now we're all tied up at 9.
9-9. Here's Parker faking and got Ailes to dive for that one. Now Ailes just playing back too deep, unable to get to that. Whitney takes a 1-point lead, 10-9. Here's Ailes. May finds Parker. That one gotten behind the line there, behind the side there by Jackson Laboda. So a kill there on Laboda.
Great positioning by Whitney on these kills here, finding the line at the back of the court and completely freezing the back row of Vista Del Lago on that point.
Mills not able to get up over the line there, up over the net for that one. Little low as Whitney takes a 3-point lead at 12-9.
Laboda and Litvinchuk there combining on that point for Whitney, and again they have a 3-point lead here in game 2.
There's a soft touch up over the net there by Galvin. Makes it 12-10 here, Whitney.
And I think Galvin got a little tired of seeing the soft touch there employed by Whitney, and he thought, well, if you can do that, I can do it better. Nice point by Galvin.
Not able to get it up over the net. Fault on that one, so point to Whitney. And Whitney going to have to, doing a good job of answering Vista's charge here late in game 1, as that one's going to be out of bounds there on Stewart. So 13-11.
Back-to-back service errors there by the two teams. Now Vista Del Lago down by just 2, and a chance to serve here.
May back to serve. Finds Parker. Here's Parker at the net. Able to dig it out there was Ailes. There's Parker again, a nice block there. And able to finally get it. That one's out of bounds though. But good net play there by Connor Tebnin and Patrick Reinking for the Eagles. Here's May again. Finds Stewart. Laboda just having a good net play there by Patrick Reinking, and now we're really starting to see some good net play here by the Eagles. Tied up game here, 13-13. Game 2 of the Division II Sac-Joaquin Section Men's Volleyball Championship. And never really got over the night. Great net play there by Sam Mills, and it's really got to be intimidating when you're going for the kill and you see big 6'10" Sam Mills coming up ready for the block.
Yeah, absolutely, and you know, especially this near side of the court here. He's a big guy at 6'10". There's a lot of elevation to clear there.
There's Parker. Ailes. This is going far. No. Here's Parker again. Oh, Ailes able to dig it out. Here's Mills. Set us up for Galvin. Stewart able to dig it out from the back. Here's Laboda. Laboda, this one's out.
And a great set there by Kevin Carr, but Laboda not able to deal with that. And it's given Del Lago now a 2-point lead here in game 2.
There's May. May, a long service here for Mitch May. There's Parker finally, not Parker, but Litvinchuk finally finding a point here for Whitney, as May is going to be rotating out. Coming in for him was B. Zerboken. Austin Zerboken. A 5'3" junior. This one's out of bounds. So Vista again with the 2-point lead. 16-14 here.
And there's another serving error there for Whitney, giving Vista Del Lago serve. And Sam Mills to handle the duties here.
Here's Mills. Good net play there again by Vista. There's Parker. Mills. Galvin just sending it over. There's Parker, and we're going to get a whistle. They're going to call it a double there on Whitney. And Vista taking a 17-14 lead, and Whitney not able to get a rally going here, Stephen. We'll see if they can get a rally going. That's a good way to start on an unforced error there by Vista. let's see if what Whitney can do to respond here.
Well, going back to that previous point, just a lack of communication there between Smith and Kevin Stewart there in the back row, resulting in the double hit.
Parker not able to the success he had early on in that first game. He's not finding it here. There's been some excellent net play up front there by Patrick Reinking and Hunter Ailes. Give credit to that front line there of Vista. That's Trevor Parker. There's Galvin off the hands there of Vasquez. Chalk that up as a kill there for Galvin, forcing Coach Kirsten Gideon Parker to call a timeout. So Whitney in trouble right now. Let's see if they can rally back from this timeout. They are down to Vista, 19-15 right here in Game 2 of the Division II Boys Volleyball Sac-Joaquin Section Championships right here on CIF Sac-Joaquin.tv, part of the Play On Sports Network.
You need a highlight video for your athletes, and if you're working to earn that four-year scholarship, then you want to contact kbcsports.com. We can provide recruiting video for any athlete in any sport. Not only that, but we give you your own recruiting page right on our website. No more mailing DVDs to colleges. Instead, email coaches a link to your personal page. For more information, including pricing, please contact us at recruits@kbcsports.com or call us at area code 619-677-3246.
Thank you, Stephen.
Definitely some worrying times for Whitney here. Down by 4 points, down 19-15 here. A chance for Vista Del Lago to take the second game, but as we say that, the serve sails long. Now Whitney back on serve.
Hunter Ailes serving long. So let's see if Whitney can cut into this lead here. Nice serve there by Parker. There's Galvin.
Oh,
Galvin had still a live ball.
that came off the speaker.
Mills able to dig it out. Nice dig out there by got Vista off their toes. There's Galvin able to dig it out. Good rally going here right now. Stewart. Mills finding the back, and a little bit of miscommunication there by the backside between Parker and Vasquez. Gives a point off a nice rally there, Stephen. 20-16, Vista.
Excellent rally. David Smith there for Whitney doing his best on two parts of that point there to keep Whitney in the game, but they were able to set up Sam Mills there, and he made him pay with a great spike.
Parker with a ferocious kill. We got to call it a double there on the backside there against Patrick Reinking. So 20-17, Vista with the 3-point lead. There's Trevor Parker. Normal serve that time. This one's going to come off of Whitney. Point two, Vista, 21-17. So 4 points away from taking a 2-0 game lead here in this Division II Sac-Joaquin Boys Final. And great net play, and I'm just really impressed here by the net play of the Eagles here, Stephen, both by Sam Mills and Patrick Reinking.
Yeah.
He's really blocked a lot of kill attempts here by the Wildcats.
Took the words right out of my mouth there, Joey, but unfortunately Vista Del Lago there with a serving error. Another one will give Whitney now the serve down by 4.
22-18. The score here now is Mills.
Oh, great block. 2 in a row now for Whitney on this point. Tremendous stuff.
Here's a set here for Parker. That one's out of bounds. Looked really close. It was a tough call. My official's going to say out of bounds. So 23-18, Vista just 2 points away here from taking a commanding 2-0 lead. Blocked at the net. Great net play once again. Here's Stewart. That time, Laboda able to get that one down. Jackson Laboda chalked that one up to him.
He's fired up after that play there.
Yeah, keeping Whitney alive, 23-19. Stewart with the service. Galvin. Stewart able to dig it out. Sets it up nicely for Parker.
Oh, good dig. Great digs. That put Whitney in all kinds of fits. They're trying to set themselves.
There's Galvin.
Huh.
This one. There's May just tapping it over. And Whitney touching the net there. So gives a game point here to Vista, 24-19. And we'll see whether or not Mitch May can close this one out.
And libero for Whitney, David Smith there again with heroics. And another great dig. Look at that.
He's all over it.
That's a great point.
Good point there. Give credit there to David Parker for being able to dig that one out. So Litvinchuk, if Whitney's going to win this one, Litvinchuk's going to have to serve all these points. That one's inbounds, and that is game there for the Vista Del Lago Eagles as Hunter Ailes able to find the back of the line, keep it inbounds, and Vista wins that game by a score. It's 25-20.
Well, Joey, that just nicked the line there on that kill. But Vista Del Lago now a commanding 2-game lead here, and for Whitney, wow, you really have to dig deep here. The top seed, 28-5 on the season so far. Now really gonna have to see what's left in the tank, as they just haven't had an answer so far, not only for Sam Mills but Ryan King up front. They've played. They've had a tremendous game there at the net.
Oh, absolutely. They're just as you said at the net play there for Vista has really been the difference here in this match. But Whitney just needs to win a game. Just needs to get on there, get on the scoreboard, win a game, get some confidence going, and we'll see whether or not Whitney can go ahead and pull through here. So we're going to go ahead and take the break here. You're listening to the Division II Sac-Joaquin Boys Volleyball Championships between the Vista Del Lago Eagles and the Whitney Wildcats. Vista leading 2-0 right here on your home for high school sports, CIF Sac-Joaquin.tv and the Play On Sports Network.
You can watch highlights or a replay of today's game in our on-demand section. You can also buy a DVD or Blu-ray of today's game right on CIF Sac-Joaquin.tv. Click on Buy DVD and you can order today's game right now. Have a game that lasts a lifetime, brought to you by CIF Sac-Joaquin.tv. And of course, if you're looking for a great place to advertise your business while reaching the greater high school community, then you want to advertise on CIF Sac-Joaquin.tv. We have great rates for your business while giving you the opportunity to get your message out to a very important demographic. For more information, give us a call at area code 619-677-3246. And for Whitney, the Wildcats coach Kirsten Gideon Parker, I'm sure, just said, guys, just do your best here to limit the mistakes here. You can hang in with these guys, but if you get in front, you can't let them back in because it's season over if they do.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's been a long and wonderful season here for the Wildcats, winning their league, the Capital Athletic League, with a 28-5 record, went 14-1 in their league. So Coach Gideon Parker just needing something to happen here for Whitney, just to get something positive going. But absolutely, I mean, match is not over yet. A lot working here for Whitney. First serve there by Galvin.
And now it'll work nicely. Let's go back to the things that have been working for you so far for the Wildcats, which is, the little delicate touch there at the net. And a great play that time by Archie Litvinchuk to get an early point here for the Wildcats.
Whitney leads 1-0. Here is Galvin digging that serve out. Here's Sam Mills. Finds Parker in the back. Nice setup for Parker. Hey, great dig there. Here's Mills. And good net play come by Litvinchuk. But point's going to go to Vista. 1-1 here in game 3. It could be the final and deciding game here for the Eagles, but Whitney, a lot of life left here in the Wildcats.
Yep, they'll do that again. Same guy, Archie Litvinchuk. And I like how he just takes that extra half a second there to compose himself. He's surveying the court. He's checking where the Vista Del Lago's player are, and he's put it in the same place now for both points for the Wildcats in this third game.
Litvinchuk understanding of power. You don't have to power through. You just have to make the smart play.
Absolutely.
However, here's Hunter Ailes with some power of his own. David Smith, the libero, not able to pull that one out.
And I love the nice play over there by the fan in the bleachers, just moving the head out of the way. It was great.
Smart play there. 2-2 here in this third game. Here's Vasquez, gets it over.
There's a set error by Whitney there. It was well dealt with, and that actually works out for the point. And again, they're just, I like the way Whitney have come out in this third game. That could have been potential disaster there as they didn't get the correct set. But Vista Del Lago not able to deal with it. And now Whitney have a 3-point lead, or have a point lead, 3-2.
Whitney needs to get a good rally going here and to just give some confidence. Here's Lipinchuk. Lipinchuk able to, I'm sorry, that's Kyle Reese. Kyle Reese who had just rotated in. Kyle Reese with the nice serve. 4-2 Whitney. Here's Reese again. Galvin sets this up for Ailes. Off the hands there of Trevor Parker. Point goes to Vista. As Whitney takes a leading 4-3. Here's Ailes with the serve. And ace there, our first ace of the ball game by Hunter Ailes, and complete lack of communication there on the back line between David Parker and Kevin Stewart. Stewart able to dig that one out. Here's Parker. Parker left-handed. Reinking unable to block that one. Excellent net play this entire afternoon, but not able to send that one back. Gives Whitney a 5-4 lead. There's Vasquez. Ailes with the dig. Galvin easily sends that one over, and the Parker brothers not able to get this one back.
Galvin, when he gets that elevation, has got a lot of power, and Whitney have had some real trouble tonight dealing with that, especially if he gets to that kind of elevation we just saw.
Very similar in the power that Parker brings there for Whitney, but Whitney able not going away. They get to take the 1-point lead, 6-5 there. It's game 3 of the Division II Boys Sac-Joaquin section final.
And that kill might have been long there from Trevor Parker. It just took caromed off a Vista player in for the point.
A lot of power there by David Parker on that serve. Here's Galvin just sending it. Sets it up for Parker to Mills. Able to dig it out. Here's Galvin. And some strength.
Yes, sir.
And Parker, I mean, just amazing ability to get up. That jump and leaping ability there by Galvin, by Griffin Galvin, really able to finding the back end there. And Hunter Ailes sending this one to the net. Give the point back to Whitney, so they lead 7-6. So serving now with Trevor Parker.
It's interesting. They haven't really found much of an opportunity to get Mills involved in this third game. And it's really been Galvin that's really punishing Whitney here when Vista have the ball in their favor.
There's just Mills.
And that's out.
Yeah, it was out. He had it there, was reading it right, just was not able to get it directed his way. So 8-6 Whitney. Lipinchuk checking in on that last serve. It's Trevor Parker, a soft serve. And Griffin Galvin, just all power coming from that leaping ability.
3 points or 3 kills in this game so far for Galvin. And he's really finding his target right now. Let's see what he can do on the serve here for Vista Del Lago.
Dig down. There's Lipinchuk. Galvin. Nice dig there by Galvin. Just going to send this one back over. And miscommunication there. No one up front there for Lipinchuk. Kind of left that one short, but he was just trying to keep the play alive there. So tie ball game here.
And Galvin is really doing it all here in this third game. That was from behind the 10-foot line, and just Whitney didn't have a way to deal with that there into the net.
There's David Parker able to get this one barely over the net. Finding a hole there on the defense there of Vista. So Whitney takes a 9-8 lead. You know, it's been a close ball game, even though, I should say a close match, even though Vista has won the first two. Whitney has been right there, so don't let the score fool you, folks.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's the thing. I think Whitney feel like at this point it should be 1-1 at least.
Yeah, you said it. You said it right there. I mean, had it all the way there, gave it up at the end in game one. Wound up losing 25-23 and just could not get over the hump there and close the gap and giving it the second game to Vista 25-20. Here's David Parker. Griffin Galvin doing a good job playing back, and point goes to Whitney. So Whitney really establishing something here, just trying to grind this one out, 11-8. Has not really found momentum, score a point here and then give it back to Vista, but at least able to maintain a lead. Nice recovery there. I got to say, good recovery there, opportunity there by Kevin Carr, but you see the ball coming at you at with a lot of power and good job by Carr to attempt to keep it alive. Sam Mills finds the inside, the backside of the defense.
Wow.
And good placement there by Sam Mills.
That just clipped the line too.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. They're finding the holes. Really able to play the lines here are the Eagles.
And now you see Whitney moving back to what's worked for him so far. Livinchuk getting up high, and that little delicate touch over the net. He's finding that gap on the near side of the court. And that's 3 times now it's worked for number 15 in this third game. 12-10 lead now for Whitney.
Galvin digging it out. Here's Mills. That one was out. Point to Whitney. They lead 13-10. Kevin Stewart back to serve here for the Wildcats. Miscommunication there between Zerbukin and Galvin. And I gotta say, even though as well as Galvin's been playing, I heard Zerbukin calling it all the entire way, and Galvin should have just laid off on that one. But 14-10 here. Whitney starting to build some momentum here. Let's see where this goes after this timeout here as they lead 14-10 right here on CIF Sac-Joaquin.tv and the Play On Sports Network.
If you want to have your game broadcast live on the internet and be able to watch it again and again on demand while making money for your sports program, and if you want to give your students the opportunity to create their own broadcast for your school's athletic events, then contact us at info@kbcsports.com. We offer season packages for schools, a full curriculum for your students, and an opportunity to raise up to $10,000.
Joey Gonzalez alongside Stephen Davies here from Monterey Trail High School as that ball is out of bounds there. That serve there on Kevin Stewart. 14-11 at Whitney. Tim King bringing you live video here from Monterey Trail High School, the Division II Sac-Joaquin Section Boys Volleyball Championships. We're bringing you the Division I coming up after this one, about 7:30 between the Granite Bay Grizzlies and the Rockland Thunder. Should be a good matchup between league rivals. And we got to get touching on the net, I believe, against Whitney. So point Vista. So they led 14-10, but Vista with 2 straight points coming out of that timeout. So a good timeout there by Coach Campbell.
Yeah, that was just what I was going to say. It was a great time to call a timeout because now you've not only got the serve back, but you've got 2 points in a row. And this is where Whitney struggled when they had the lead in the game to keep Vista Del Lago at bay. And you see now 3 points in a row for Vista Del Lago as they're clawing their way back in this third game.
You said it, 3 unanswered here, 14-13 all on Sam Mills' serve.
And now if Vista can continue to serve here with Sam Mills, this could really be the turning point in this game. And in this match as well, I might say. There you go.
Good kill there by about time here, I'm sure, is what David Parker is thinking. He's been looking for that all afternoon. Has only had it in spots because there's been some great, I should say not good, but great net, play at the net here by the front line of Vista. But David Parker really happy to get that one off. This is a live ball. Hale's able to get it over. Just set up for Trevor Parker. They're going to call it a double there on the set. And Trevor Parker wondering what happened there, but Kevin Carr getting called for the double. 15-14 Whitney. Hale sends this one flying out of bounds. 16-14. And if Whitney can just maintain here, they realize, they feel that they're in the game. And so if Whitney can just maintain here, I'm sure that that'll do wonders for their confidence.
I know it's hard, but you got to try not to think about what the score is at this point in the game. Just keep on doing what you've been doing so far in this third game. And just like what they did there, a nice setup there for David Parker. This time cross court, too much for Vista Del Lago to deal with. And slowly but surely now they're creeping towards the target, up 17-14 here in the third.
There's Vasquez with the service. Galvin. Galvin, there was some action at the net. Not sure who hit it. But point to Vista. They're down only 2, 17-15.
Galvin's a force to be reckoned with from that opposite hitter position there, and that's where he's really been finding his target all evening. Good serve there from Vista Del Lago, and again now, just when you think Whitney are starting to establish their presence in this third game, Vista Del Lago refused to go away, and they're a point away from tying this up.
David Smith not able to get that one to go. Sending the kill attempt deep was Kevin Carr. So 18-16 Whitney. Vista clawing back in. 17-17. They adjusted the score. Vasquez keeps it alive for Whitney. There's Galvin again. There's David Parker. Finds Ailes.
Oh,
good
play.
Block there. Great play there at the net by Parker and by Carr. There by Vista. Give them 1 point.
That's the point of the match so far for Whitney, because you saw how David Smith almost went out the exit of the gym there to keep that one on the court. But not only that, they just battled through that whole point. And that's why Coach Campbell called the timeout there, because he senses that Whitney are not going away in this game, and now he needs to make sure that everybody's on the same page.
Yeah, absolutely, and I agree with you there, Stephen. I mean, you sense and credit here to Whitney, because they're really gutting it out. It's easy to fold here. They were in that situation again with Whitney charging back and tying the ball game up here, but give credit here to Whitney to withstand that pressure and withstand that momentum and get the 1 point lead here right now, 18-17. So momentum here with the Whitney Wildcats.
Wouldn't they love an ace here on this serve? This would really get the wind in their sails, if you like.
David Parker. He's the man to do it. Unfortunately, you jinxed him there, Steven.
I did.
Sends it right into the net.
The commentator's curse. Yeah, that's too bad. But that's, again, why Coach Campbell called timeout. You ice the serve, you take the momentum away from him, and now we got a tie ball game here in Game 3.
David Parker with the beautiful kill there.
And he is pumped up, as you can imagine, and he gets a good elevation, a great set that time. And he finds the center of the court. No one home there for Vista Del Lago, and now Whitney back on serve here in 1918.
I can't help but notice the similarities here between Griffin Galvin and David Parker. Just shorter, compact players with a lot of power.
And now back-to-back serving errors, Joey, by Whitney, and that's not helping matters for him at all.
It's not. 19-19. Griffin Galvin with the powerful serve. David Parker to Galvin, digs it out. Ailes, and great play, great block there at the net there. That was Kevin Carr, it appeared to me. (2019) Whitney. And mistakes, unforced mistakes are really gonna haunt Whitney if they're not able to turn the tide here.
The serving errors have not helped Whitney's case at all this evening. We saw it in the first game. I think they had 3 or 4 serving errors. Now they've had 3 in a row on this serve here in this third game. It's just not the time or place to have those kind of mistakes.
This is Labukin with the serve. Sets it up there. Nice dig cow there by Livenchuk.
Yep.
1 point lead here for the Wildcats, 21-20.
Good elevation, surveying the court, finishing that one.
Able to dig that one out was Ailes. Sam Mills blocked. Last touch by Vista. So 22-20. You got to feel good if you're Whitney, just maintaining this momentum.
Thanks to Kevin Stewart. That's the first serve they've got over in a while. Now can he repeat the feat here as he serves for the second time in a row? He does.
Mills. This is returnable for Parker. Touch there. There's Mills for Galvin. Galvin was going deep there, and Stewart could not help himself, wanted to get his hands on it, so point to Vista.
He couldn't make up his mind there whether or not he wanted to let that go, and that's why he half-heartedly went it with the right arm there at the end of the play. Just couldn't keep it in.
Yeah, he caught himself in between decisions there.
Great dig by Smith there.
Here's Parker, good block. And nice follow there by Livenchuk to find the hole in the defense. 23-21 Whitney.
And that kind of took a bounce off the Vista Del Lago play back to the Whitney side of the net. And Livenchuk was perfectly placed there and made up his mind to just spike that one home, which he did. And now Whitney just 2 points away.
Galvin digs it out.
Jump serve there from Whitney for the first time.
Point to Vista, yeah, as you said there, Kyle Reese just rotating in for Livenchuk. 23-22. Ailes back to serve for Vista. There's Smith. Vasquez. Ailes. There's Galvin just keeping it alive, getting it over the net. David Parker back to Sam Mills. Ailes got to get this one over. He does. It's Trevor Parker. Nice play at the net there by Ranking again. There's David Parker. Good rally going here. David Parker. This one sent back. Wonderful rally. Just love the activity here on both sides.
This is brilliant play by both teams.
Sam Mills finally getting the point here for Vista. All knotted up, 23-23.
And we haven't called his name much here in this third game, but Sam Mills is the man you've always got to keep an eye on. Timeout called here by Whitney, but what a tremendous rally that Kevin Carr in particular, the hero on that point for Whitney, I think 2 or 3 times there, just taking charge of the point and keeping Whitney in it. But if you leave Sam Mills in that kind of space and with a chance to survey the court, he'll make you pay. And now it's a tie game here at 23.
Oh, yeah, you said it there. You said it right there, Stephen. 23-23 right here on CIF Sac-Joaquin.tv, part of the Play On Sports Network.
Coach Gideon Parker's shirt says 1 team, 1 goal. Of course, it's to win the championship now, but it's really now time to test the mettle here of the Whitney Wildcats. Can they pull out this game 3 and stay in this championship match?
Hunter Ailes back to serve for Vista. This one's out of bounds. Game point opportunity here for Whitney. First time they've found themselves in this situation this afternoon.
Kirk Vasquez now, the biggest serve of the season coming up. How can he deal with the pressure?
Galvin. Point Vista. Obviously, the teams have to win by 2.
Vasquez did his best to deal with a ferocious spike there from Galvin. And you could see the effort there on David Smith and on Kevin Carr as they both hustled over to that left side. That would have been an ugly clash with the railing over there. But
absolutely, yeah.
Tied up at 24. You have to love how they're willing to give up the body to try and keep the team in this game. But now, really mistakes. There was no room for mistakes now at this point in the game.
Kirsten Gideon Parker calling the timeout there. Once the point went to Vista. So Vista, both teams, Vista able to tie it up there on that point. Each team has to win by 2. I believe we've got some moisture here on the floor.
Yeah, they're calling for the towel here. It's the official over there on the far side of the court seeing the sweat on the court. Gotta love the spirit here from both teams in this third game. From Whitney in particular.
Absolutely.
They could have just keeled over after that second game. They've really shown some fighting spirit here, and we'd love to see this go to a game 4 here if we could. Good block, but out of bounds.
There by Galvin, as you said there.
Whitney now with a chance to take this third game for the second time.
Game point here for Whitney. Galvin not denying, was not going to be denied here. Griffin Galvin really making the taking advantage of his opportunities here and making the play here for perhaps the Play On Sports Player of the Game. Point now, advantage here to Vista. This is championship point, folks. 26-25.
And wasting no time getting on with it here. Almost catching Whitney off guard a little bit. Oh, good block. Huge block up there. Oh, Smith, great play. Letting that one go. Huge block up front there by Kevin Stewart. That kept the season alive there for Whitney.
You said it there. Vista trying to move fast, but Whitney was ready for them. 26-26.
Barely ready for them. Oh, huge block.
Big block there at the net. Litvinchuk. And you got to say, I mean, even though their championship hopes are on the line here, they've really dug in here, these Wildcats have.
Third game point now for Whitney. Ooh. Oh, that was going out. They should have let it go.
Yeah.
Great plays. Both teams just scrambling here at the moment. Galvin over the net. Oh, great take out there.
Vasquez digging it out.
Hit the net. Point to Vista Del Lago. Wow.
And this is how championship matches should go here. Steven. Neither team giving an inch. Both teams playing excellent. A great rally there. Let's see what Vista can do here. 27-27.
Both teams scrambling around that previous
David
point.
Parker. David Parker coming up big for his Whitney Wildcats. Beautiful kill there on that.
Both teams out of timeouts here. Fourth game point now coming up for Whitney. And Kevin Carter serve from the center of the court.
Ailes gets it around Whitney, ties it up here, and Whitney just not able to capitalize on their opportunities here, Stephen.
Yeah, it's the fourth time now. They've seemed a little disorganized when the ball comes back over to this side of the court. It doesn't seem like they have that player that really wants to take charge of the point. We've seen Kevin Carr do it periodically during his third game, but just when it really matters, they just can't find the guy that they want.
There's Smith. Able to dig it out. Litvinchuk just dumping it over. Sam Mills. Mills again. Sets it up for Ailes. Parker, nice dig there off the back line by Ailes. Point to Vista, and it's going to be Zerbukin here.
And that time Smith couldn't decide whether that was going out of bounds or not. He had to deal with it, tried his best. Now it's championship point once again here for Vista Del Lago, the second of the game.
Parker with full determination. Good dig there by Galvin, and Vista Del Lago are the champions. Off a Sam Mills kill. Beautiful setup there for Sam Mills. And just like that, folks, Vista Del Lago has repeated as the Sac-Joaquin Section Division II Boys Volleyball Champions.
Well, what a third game there. 30-28 the final score as Vista Del Lago comes out on top. A fighting effort by Whitney, and they should feel no shame in the effort they showed today. But Vista Del Lago just a little bit better on the day, and a fantastic victory for the Eagles. 30-28, the final score, 25-23, 25-20, 30-28 in favor of Vista Del Lago.
Yeah, you said it there, Stephen. Vista able to win this one on a 3-0 set, so they're finally in the semifinals. They're able to beat Bear River 3-0, and now beating Whitney Wildcats, the top-seeded Whitney Wildcats, to repeat as Division II champions. As you said, the score is 25 in a 3-0 match. 25-23, 25-20, 30-28. We're going to go ahead and take the break here, folks, as Both teams are going to be introduced out here on the floor, and Visto Del Lago are going to go ahead and receive their championship medals. I'm Joey Gonzalez. Make sure you keep it tuned right here. We'll be back after these moments right here on the CIF Sac-Joaquin.tv, part of the Play On Sports Network.
Presented by Steve Lovelace.
All right, so I'm going to you sound like you know a little bit more about volleyball than I do, so I would have no idea what to ask if we get a player of the game. Are we going to do player of the game?
Okay.
Okay, so my player of the game is Griffin Gelb.
Yeah, definitely.
So I would just say, like, if you want to interview him instead of me, I'd prefer that, because I would have no idea.
All right, receiving the number of team patch from Whitney High School. Number 1, David Smith.
That work?
Yeah, that's fine.
I'll just set up for the second game.
Number 5.
Hey, it's not bad for not knowing anything about volleyball. Other than I probably said the same terms over and over again. I don't know how much it's the
Number
same.
7, Keenan Carr. Number 8, Anthony Foss.
Are we going to do a live one, or are we just going to do a tape? Do you know how
Do
we
a live one. They can just go turn the camera and just sit right
Mason
here.
Hawkins. Number 11, David Parker. Number 12,
So we'll finish up this thing. I'll go down there and grab him.
Yeah, if you could, 'cause I'm going to try and find out a little bit about. I think they won the championship last year.
Yeah, they did.
Receiving the team trophy is Kirsten Gideon Parker, head coach for Whitney High School. Congratulations to Whitney Wildcats.
We're going to do the player of the game right here.
Two.
It's right here at the table, so you don't have to go down.
Okay, cool. So I wasn't able to hear you guys at all.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with it.
Now
I
recognizing
had the same
this
problem when I
year's
did the game on
CIF
Tuesday. We
Sac-Joaquin
couldn't get
volleyball
sounds on the tablet. So.
champion,
Okay, as long as
Division
you know everything is.
Vista Del Lago.
Yeah, we got the backup on the producer and on the encoder, so we're fine.
Would each member please come forward as your name is called? Number 4, Austin Zunbucken. Number 7, Mitch May. Number 18, Connor Tevenen. Number 22, Michael Manley. Number 23, Jorge Rodriguez. Number 24, Griffin Galvin. Number 25, Patrick Reinking. Number 27, Hunter Ailes. Number 29, Sam Mills. And number 30, Casey Wynn. And to accept the championship trophy for Vista Del Lago, the head coach, Larry Campbell. Congratulations to both teams for an outstanding season. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your attendance this evening in support of the CIF Sac-Joaquin section and these dedicated high school student athletes. The Division I match will be starting at 7:30.
Hey, Griffin, congratulations. Yeah, have a seat. Let's see if you can hear me. Hey, Griffin, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Cool, I can hear you too. So we'll kind of just freestyle it like I always do. So I'll just ask you some questions about the game and how it went. And
All right.
you played on last year's team, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, cool. So how does it feel to be back-to-back champions? Pretty cool, I would think.
Yeah, it feels great. We worked really hard. We weren't sure with all our lost seniors if we'd be able to pull it off again. But I'd say we were pretty successful with all the practices.
Cool. We're just going to get started here in 1 second. Tim, you all set? Okay, cool. Give me 1 second here. All right, here we go. We're back live on CIF Sac-Joaquin.tv with our player of the game from the winning Vista Del Lago Eagles, Griffin Galvin. Griffin, congratulations.
Thank you.
Sure. So how does it feel the second time? Is it really better than the first time around?
Yeah, it is. It feels great just to know that we were able to pull it off again after all that hard work.
Yeah, absolutely. And for Whitney, they had some leads in all three games, actually. I think back in the first game they had a 5-point lead. The second and the third, they were ahead by quite a bit, but you guys just battled back the whole time.
Yeah.
How did you do it? And what did Coach Campbell say to you during the timeouts?
He said that the pressure was on them. They're up, and so during the timeouts, we just collected ourselves and kind of just took a deep breath, and then started from there to kind of just push back and fight.
Absolutely, and it really is a team effort to go all the way to win something like this. What do you say about your team and how you guys battled through the season?
I think we were great. I mean, towards the beginning of the season, we were kind of iffy. We weren't sure. We lost a lot of our preseason games. So we weren't sure going in. But I think as soon as league started, we really pulled together. And towards the end, we meshed as a team and all worked together hard.
Would you say that was a turning point then when the league actually started this year, that you guys really pulled it together and decided we need to make a run to the championship?
Yeah, for sure. It gave us confidence winning a couple games in a row, and we knew we can take this as soon as we started winning some games.
It was funny. Joey and I were talking during the broadcast how much of a tower Sam Mills is out there on the court, and he actually was kind of silent in that third game, but he really stepped it up when it counted. How does it feel to have a guy like him on your team?
It feels great. Sam's a great addition to the team. He's huge on the outside and makes it really easy for us back row to just dig around him. And he just gets up there and covers half the court with his hands. So.
He certainly does. We saw there on the game-winning point there, Samuel spiking it home to give Vista Del Lago the victory. And you're a junior, so you're going to be back next year.
Yeah.
Three-peat, how do you feel?
I feel good. I think we can pull it off. I think we just got to, without Sam, it's just going to be a lot of more pushing together and working together. But I think as a second-year team with only Sam and Jorge leaving and a lot of us staying, I think we'll be set.
It's certainly bright times for the Vista Del Lago volleyball team. Back-to-back championships, beating Valley last year, now defeating Whitney this year. Griffin Galvin is a very well-deserved player of the game here on Play on Sports and CIF Sac-Joaquin.tv. Griffin, congratulations, man.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All the best of luck.
Thanks.
Sure. Let's bring Joey Gonzalez back on here in just a moment. Hey, well done, man. Congratulations. Yeah, all the best, man. It's just getting ready here to bring Joey Gonzalez back on the headset. And, well, a very well-played first game there. Whitney definitely were definitely battling all the way there in that third game, and you really would have liked them to have taken at least one game, so we could have gone on to a fourth and even a fifth game. But I think it was quite clear at the end that Vista Del Lago were a well-deserved champion. Oh yeah, absolutely. As you said it there, Stephen. You wonder how Whitney was going to recover. They had a lead. They had an early lead, and a lot of momentum there going in that first game, eventually losing it real close, 25-23. And you wonder whether or not giving up that lead late was going to affect them. But I don't really believe they did. Even though they did not win a game here in this match, they were in it the entire way. And you can definitely see it, especially in that last game, that they did not want it to end. And so credit there to Whitney Wildcats. Congratulations to Vista Del Lago Eagles. Just unbelievable play there by Galvin. And it's just tremendous strength, tremendous power. As a junior, he's going to be back here again next year, so he's got tremendous potential. And it's interesting to see that, the dynamic between him and Sam Mills. Sam Mills, long and athletic. He
plays a lot more finesse, and Griffin Galvin just some unbelievable power coming from that compact body of his.
Absolutely, and as he said in the interview just then, with Sam Mills clearing so much space, if that's the correct term, it makes the job for a back row guy like himself that much easier. And we saw it on display here tonight. But really, Vista Del Lago, though, he mentioned team spirit, how they just pulled it together midway through the season. I think that was evident there, especially in that Game 3. They just didn't want their season to end either.
Oh, yeah, absolutely not. They really wanted to continue, and unfortunately it did not happen for them. But congratulations to the Whitney Wildcats for getting here, to making it this far, and congratulations here to Vista Del Lago, the Eagles, for defending their championship and being the two-time Division II Sac-Joaquin section champions.
An excellent victory for Vista Del Lago here over Whitney. We'll take a break here on CIF Sac-Joaquin.tv as we are about 45 minutes away from the start of the second game on our schedule. Rockland and Granite Bay doing it up in the Division I title game at 7:30 as Joey and I will switch seats for this second game of the evening. So don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. Might be a good time to get some dinner and come back and join us at 7:30 here on your home for high school sports, CIF Sac-Joaquin.tv and the Play On Sports Network. Back in a little bit.